Should be good. Greetings to my YouTube subscribers. Yeah, so in this video, I do want to tell you a story about me getting rejected into the UK. Not a long story, but just like maybe this could help you. I got an X on my passport, and that means I cannot enter the UK. Hopefully you can see it. So basically, this was June 2019. Yo, I was so excited to go to the UK. I'd never been. It was only a 4-day trip, and I was there to go to YouTube Space. I was with a influencer. I had the opportunity to work with them and to create some video content for them. But, you know, fast forward to, like I said, June, when I took flight to the UK, man. I was excited, man. I was excited. I got off the plane and I went straight to the immigration. And from the immigration, you know those machines that, you know, you just take your passport and you just scan it down. That's exactly what I did. And so as I was doing that, there was this woman, Indian woman. I had my Rasta hat on, and I'm not too sure if I looked like some sort of terrorist. I don't know. I just, you know what I'm saying? I just had a little style. So anyway, yeah. And I had my locks. My locks were pretty short then. She just saw me and was like, "Can you come here?" And I was like, "Who, me? You want me to come here?" And she was like, "Yeah." Right off the bat, I'm like, yo, I hope she's not having a bad day, because you know when people have a bad day, they take it out on you. So anyway, I went over to her and she was like, "Why are you here?" I was like, to visit. And you know, I answered back kind of questionable, like, to visit? That's number one. You don't do that. Don't do that. Because then I think that's when they could take advantage of you. And she was like, "Who are you visiting?" Automatically, I said family. That's like the, you know what I'm saying? That's like the first thing that came out of my mouth. Like, who would I actually come here to visit? Family. So she was like, "Who is your family?" And then, of course, the attitude in me was like, "Why do you need to know all this?" You don't do that. You don't do that. That's, by the way, this is me traveling by myself for the first time. So honestly, I never dealt with TSA. I've flown before, but I was with like family or friends, and like I never had to deal with the TSA agents like this. After I said that, she was like, "Come with me, please." And I was like, oh boy, this gonna take long. Still not knowing I would have gotten rejected, but I'm just saying like, damn, this gonna take long. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. So I went to her counter booth, and she had more questions. She was like, "Who is your family?" And I was just like, honestly, I don't know them like that, but I'm gonna see them. She said, "Where do they live?" And I was like, I just told her I don't know them like that. But I, you know, the place I was staying at was an Airbnb. The first thing that came to mind was, okay, let me just give her the address to the Airbnb so she could just leave me alone. So I gave her the address to the Airbnb. Boy, didn't stop there. And then she said, "What's the phone number?" I said, "Let me check." I checked. I gave the Airbnb host phone number. Now, I'm not saying all of this is just like me being a first timer, me not knowing. So yes, this is wrong. But I'm just telling you what I did. So I gave the Airbnb host phone number, and she was like, "How long are you staying?" I said, 4 days. And she said, "How much money do you have?" I was like, why do you need to know all that? Why am I telling you my personal information? Again, didn't know I had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people need to school us on how to deal with the TSA agents, because I didn't know I had to give or show my bank statement. Like, honestly, I didn't know that. So I felt uncomfortable. And yeah, you know, I had a little attitude. So she was like, "I'm not gonna let you in my country if I don't know why you're here." And I said, but you seeing my bank account don't have nothing to do with that. Like, why do you have to know how much money I have? I'm telling you I'm here to visit family. And she was like, 1 second, please. Already with the attitude. I feel like she had an attitude before, like she was having a bad day. So now I'm waiting on her. I had to sit. Mind you, I waited for an hour. I didn't know what she was doing in the beginning, but I had a lot of time to think for that hour, and I was like, yo, if she calls that number and the host answers, that woman is not gonna know me. So I just had this feeling in my chest like, yo, I gotta tell her like the truth, or I just gotta tell her like, why I'm actually here. So she comes back, and I already felt like she was gonna say, you lied. So I said, listen, ma'am, I think we got off on the wrong foot. I don't know my family here. I want to visit them, but the reason I am here is because I'm going to YouTube Space. I have an opportunity to learn something, to learn how to do a certain thing, but I'm not getting paid. And she was like, why didn't you tell me that in the first place? And I was like, I'm sorry. Listen, this is my first time. And she was just coming at me with the attitude. So, she said, I just made it hard for myself. And I did. I made it hard because even though my intentions were not to lie, I still lied. And I have to say, like, for people that work at the airports that are TSA agents, I think you should come off nice, period, because you could really intimidate somebody, coming at them and making them feel like, yo, what are you actually doing here? Like, like, I think you should talk to people that, if you're gonna talk to somebody like that, talk to people that you are suspicious about. You can't be suspicious about me. There's nothing suspicious about me. And plus I even came back to tell the truth. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? I was still gonna try to see family, but I still came back with the truth. But I was telling her like, yo, if you want to see my bank statement, if you want to, whatever you need, I'll show you. I showed her the emails to prove that I was there with Ari Fitz and another person who was an editor. I had proof, like I showed her the Airbnb. I showed her, that the number I gave her was actually the host's number. Like, I was literally telling her everything. And she was very upset. And she was like, now I have to tell you to hold on again. So I waited another hour. And I was just like, yo, if this actually messes up my chances for this opportunity, man, this would really blow minds. And it did. So now I had 2 officers now, actually 3, come to get me from this little holding section they have for immigrants. So anyway, they got me and they took me to where I do my fingerprints. And I was like, am I getting locked up? That's the first thing I said. I was like, am I getting locked up? And they were like, no, we're just here to get your fingerprint and just to put this on file and to put you in another holding place so we can ask you more questions. And here we're gonna just take your picture. I'm gonna show you the picture. Here is the picture. Very, very mad in this photo because I'm like, yo, I cannot believe what's happening right now. So anyway, after all that was happening, they walked me down to this like a place where they hold people. I felt like it was jail. No, it didn't have bars or anything, and no, they weren't rude there, but I waited for about 8 hours, I'll tell you that. And I met a few people. I met this African guy from Nigeria who taught in Germany, Asian guy, this Sudan woman who was leaving her country because of some attack. I met a few people there and I was having conversation with them and they were all like, what are you doing here? You have a US passport. You don't need a visa. They had visa issues. I didn't have to, I felt like I wasn't even supposed to be there, and I understand that they were trying to, you know, protect whoever they let in. But I also feel like you were attacking me. Yes, I did lie, and you shouldn't lie. You're supposed to be truthful. So I do understand why they did that, but I'm just saying, like, you don't come off like that when you know what I'm saying, when you just look at somebody. I felt like they were profiling me. I don't know, maybe they thought I was like somebody that was bringing in something illegal. Like, no, I'm literally just someone trying to visit the UK to see it for what it is, and also being a traveler. And the fact that I was denied hurt, you know what I'm saying? That hurts. I also made a whole video when I got to Iceland, because I had to stay in Iceland for a whole, another 10 hours, and wait for my flight. It was just very upsetting. I was so upset, I wasn't even afraid to get back on the plane to go fly. Like, I didn't even care. I'm not a fan of flying. I don't like to be in the air. I have a fear, but still, I'm gonna still travel the world and see the world. You can't allow that fear to stop you from doing what you want to do. And yeah, just in that moment going back, I was like, yo, F this. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Like, she shouldn't have came at me the way she did. Like, I felt judged. I felt so many things, you know what I'm saying? So yes, I have this X on my passport, and guess what? I'm going back. I'm going back. And I want you guys to see if I get to go in. I've done so much research on whether I'm allowed to go back if you're denied access. I just want to see what will happen when I go back. If they'll deny me, I'm gonna have proof of whatever they gotta see: work, family, a friend, whatever they need. I'm gonna have some, you know, some documentation, and I'm gonna let them know, look, I'm not staying for that long. I'm only staying for 2 months. 2 months. What's 2 months? And I'm not someone you need to be worried about. So yeah, just follow my journey, and let's see what comes out of it. If I get denied and I come back home to the US, actually, let me not say that. If I get denied and I come back to the US, that will really suck. And at least I know now how long, like, I'll know what to do. Like, get a visa. If it's a 10-year ban, like, they didn't give me any type of information. So that's why I'm going back. And I feel like I have every right to go back. There was no reason. The only reason I was denied was because of me lying. So now I'm gonna come back, tell you the truth. If you have to ask me more questions, I'll give it to you. But I deserve respect. You're just doing a job, my fam. You're doing a job. It's not that serious. Yeah. Just follow my story and see where this goes. All right? That's the next travel destination. And if I get in, I will let y'all know what happens, what you need to look out for. I'll be recording it, to be honest. Conversations, everything. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.